Namaskar, dear educators. This is Anupama Mishra, and today I'm going to start a lecture on innovation in India. Since the inception of NEP 2020, we have been hearing and talking a lot on innovation. So, before we talk further, let us find out our position on Global Innovation Index. But it is more important to find out what is Global Innovation Index. So Global Innovation Index is an annual ranking of countries by their capacity for and success in innovation. It was started in 2007 by INSEAD and Business, a British magazine. Let us watch this video to find out more about Global Innovation Index. So, dear friends, there are 130 countries and there are 80 indicators. So, it's not about only one thing or two things, but rather there are 80 things altogether in which, if we want to bring some changes, we will be able to do innovation in that area. So, what is the position of India in the world? Switzerland is at number one, Sweden is at number two, USA is at number three, and UK is at number four. And India is at number 46 in 2021 as the economic survey held in 2022. So, what is the good news? The good news is that India climbed 35 notches in Global Innovation Index from 81st position in 2015-16 to 46th in 2021 as per the Economic Survey 2022. Also, the patents granted in India has gone up to 28,391, which is quite a big number in 2020-21 from just a mere 7,509 in 2010-11, according to the same survey. India holds the distinction of being the most innovative country with its Jugaad technology, which is the catchword nowadays. Every now and then you must be watching certain videos where Jugaad technology has been used. So, India holds this distinction in Central and Southern Asia and lies among the global leaders in some parameters like graduates in science and engineering. As you must have seen, most of the parents want their children to be a doctor or an engineer or a science graduate, nothing if nothing more than that. The quality of universities, the ICT experts, and gross capital formation. Since 2015, India is witnessing an upward trend in the startup culture that is spearheading the economy with technology and innovation at their forefront. On 10th of January 2022, while inaugurating first ever Startup India Innovation Week, Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal stated that startups are the key reason behind India's meteoric rise in Global Innovation Index. The rising empire of entrepreneurs has made India the third largest ecosystem globally. It's a good news. We are progressing. But still, why are we lagging far behind Switzerland? So we must uh, peep into a comparative study. Swiss economy relies upon science and technology for growth along with agriculture, industry and services. But Indian economy is mainly agriculture based even after 75 years of independence. So a long way to go. Swiss culture is founded on creativity, individualism, and equality. India has definitely got creativity, but still, we need to work on individualism and equality. Switzerland is the heart of Europe, which attracts top talent from anywhere in the world to contribute to their flourishing technology sector. And on the contrary, India faces a big challenge of brain drain in a good number every year. We have good universities, we have good engineering colleges, but all those bright brains go outside India and they serve to other countries. No wonder India is lagging behind. The next point is a lack of natural resources in Switzerland. Switzerland is landlocked country which imports all its crude oil from overseas. And due to this lack of natural resources, they have had to focus their attention on research and development to be able to compete in the global market. It is reported that it spends 16 billion CHF on research and development every year. India is a country blessed with abundant of natural resources, but unfortunately, these natural resources are not yet properly utilized. And mostly there is a lack of research and development in industries, which is the biggest impediment to scaling up of firms to become global leaders. Switzerland is committed to protect its IP rights. And you will be surprised to know that a world's first federal patent law was introduced by the Swiss government in 1906. So just imagine how mature they are in dealing with their intellectual property rights. While India, even though India has uh, got a lot of knowledge, a lot of intellectual property, but the IP environment is too restrictive in aspects like compulsory licensing, etc., etc. Switzerland invests heavily on their education and higher education system. Swiss universities are well known for their top tier research progress. Rather, you must take a survey. Every student wants to do their, PG or higher studies from somewhere in Switzerland. The area where India needs to work is the broken link between education and industry. More than 40% Indian graduates are unemployable. You must have seen so many unemployed youths are sitting idle just because they're not good enough to get an employment. The education system performs two roles in any economy: knowledge creation and knowledge exchange. And both of these need to work in consonance with each other. So, what is the role of educators in making India number one in Global Innovation Index? Dear friends, we are the youngest country of the world. We have the maximum population of youth in our country. Just imagine how much potential we have. And we, the educators, we are dealing with young, active minds with immense potential, which is untapped and unused. We need to create an environment for innovation. We need to shift our focus from content based to competency based education. We need to move children out of classroom and do some out of box thinking. We need to shift our focus from syllabus completion to problem solving. We must not be stuck to syllabus. Rather, we must change our focus. We must look towards the society and its problems. And we must initiate these brains in problem solving of the society. We need a shift in our thought process. We need a complete paradigm shift. So, what is innovation? Is it something related to invention, creating something altogether new, or using already existing resources in a better or a novel way? You can see over here in these pictures, which makes it very clear what is innovation all about. And mostly these are the Jugaad technologies of India. So, what is innovation? Innovation is an idea to do things in a better way. It does not necessarily mean invention. For instance, Henry Ford, which is the most famous example for innovation. Henry Ford did not invent any car, but innovated its production process through the assembly line, which allowed Ford to make more cars than all its competitors at a much lower cost. So, innovation is a broader concept that needs to be understood beyond the conception of development of technologically advanced products in sophisticated labs. Yes, dear friends, we don't need sophisticated labs or very high technology for doing innovation. Small things, small changes in our day to day life can bring innovation. It can be about more efficient and effective supply chains, better product designs, better customer service and delivery, or better solutions for existing business. Let us watch this video to find out more about innovation.
Today, the term innovation is almost exclusively used in a business context. It's usually characterized as being something entirely novel, technology-based, and causing positive impact on the world. But innovation is a much broader concept than that and can come in many different forms. So, what exactly is innovation? The term innovation was popularized in the late 19th century by French sociologist Gabriel Tarde as novelty, but with no explicit definition. Victor Thomson in 1965 defined innovation as the generation, acceptance, and implementation of new ideas. Today, the term innovation is almost exclusively used in a business context. It's usually characterized as being something entirely novel, technology-based, and causing positive impact on the world. But innovation is a much broader concept than that and can come in many different forms. So, what exactly is innovation? The term innovation was popularized in the late 19th century by French sociologist Gabriel Tarde as novelty, but with no explicit definition. Victor Thomson in 1965 defined innovation as the generation, acceptance, and implementation of new ideas, processes, products, or services. In simple words, innovation is concerned with the creation and pursuit of new ideas, but new ideas don't have to come from nowhere. Many innovations are actually imitations of nature. Biomimicry has led to some of the world's greatest technological innovations, from Velcro tape based on burr fruits to bullet trains modeled after the kingfisher beak. Replication has always been a part of innovation. Technological developments like the internet, e-commerce, and computers have shaped the discussion around innovation and in a way dominated it. But the scope of innovation goes beyond tech-based products or services. It can also come in the form of an ideology, The ideology that brought freedom to an entire nation and led to its independence was ahimsa, which simply means non-violence in Sanskrit. Mahatma Gandhi used the principle of ahimsa to inspire millions of people across the nation to rebel against the British, which ultimately won India its freedom. Ahimsa was a radically different way to achieve large-scale political and social change. Innovation can therefore also be a way of thinking, or a way of doing things differently while still achieving your goals. One of the many reasons that innovation is widely encouraged and sought after is that it's believed to bring positive change. But sometimes, innovation has unintended consequences. Recent developments in automation, for example, have caused massive disruption in the labor market. And even seemingly harmless services like Airbnb have had a negative impact on the affordability of housing for millions of people. This highlights the fact that even well-intentioned innovations don't necessarily always lead to entirely positive results. Innovation is a broad concept that extends beyond its commonly understood definition and scope. However, some things are constant. Innovation requires you to think and perceive things differently from others. Being more innovative starts with a creative mindset. Harvard professor Teresa Amabile developed a framework that implies that creativity arises through the merging of knowledge, critical thinking, and motivation. With these basic ingredients, it doesn't matter if the context is business, technology, or society. If the idea is wholly new, or even if the result is ultimately positive, innovation can exist in many different forms. Let's recap. Innovation does not always have to be completely novel. Technology based on biomimicry is also innovation. Innovation does not always have to be product or service-based. It can also be an ideology, like that of ahimsa that helped India win its freedom. Innovation can sometimes have unintended negative consequences, like the loss of jobs due to AI and Airbnb affecting affordability of housing for millions of people.
Thanks for watching.
So, dear friends, innovation does not need to be something creating something new. Rather, we need to use our new ideas. It can be a better service or it can be a completely new ideology, like that of Gandhiji. Can we think of creating an innovative learning space because we educators are going to deal with innovation with the young children, with the young mind? Let us watch this video to find out what can the educators do.
When kids walk into this building, they're enthused, they're excited.
It's modern, it's awesome. It's like a whole new idea of how to do a school.
People come into school and they say, this is the Disney World of schools.
Nice. Centerview Elementary is one of our brand new buildings that was designed by teachers to support this fundamental shift in education toward personalized learning.
As we started to create more spaces for personalized learning, one of the things that many school districts embraced was the idea that the media center could change. And out of that evolved the idea that we take what used to be called the library, then was called the media center, and turn it into a learning commons.
The Learning Commons is truly the center of the building. All of the architecture around it really creates it as the focal point. It's really a flexible space. And not only is it housed some of the building's books, it also has a stage so that they can do some music performances or use it as an art gallery.
So it's really not as much the repository of all the information anymore as it is a place to go and think different about education and do different things than you can do in a classroom. Instead of a dedicated art room, we've built these flex labs. Certainly they have the facilities to work in art and music or science, but really they can all be adapted to different things. The teacher can come to that room and the room is fully outfitted to adapt and be what those teachers need to do. We've really had to question what a classroom is and really think about whether four walls are the best way to contain education. What we did is develop a concept of a learning studio.
Learning Studio breaks up the idea of a 1:25 ratio between teachers and students. Those learning studios had the ability to be extremely flexible, both in their furniture and in the way that spaces are either closed off or open up to combine with each other.
Learning is transparent as you walk in there. You're able to see right into that classroom. I'm able to engage with the kids and ask them, tell me more about what you're working on. Tell me what you're learning.
Each learning studio has a mudroom. The mudroom is where the student would start first when they leave the bus. It's kind of like walking into your own home. You have your own entrance, you hang your coats, you push your boots away, and then you go into your living space, which is your learning studio.
When you walk into our learning studios, you immediately walk into a STEM makerspace. We call it a STEM studio. It has a kitchenette with supplies and materials where kids are able to make, create, and design through science, technology, engineering, and math.
The STEM spaces do allow students to be creative and allow them to reach that end goal of personalized learning.
It's just a creative space to work in. It caters to teachers' creativity, and it allows us to move things to the side and teach a big group lesson or jump into the active learning room. We have all of these spaces right at our fingertips.
Centerview is an awesome place for students to learn because the building is supportive of everything that education is heading to. It's personalized education, it's differentiating for students' needs, it's very flexible for students.
It is just awesome. I mean, the whole place is just amazing.
We need to know our students deeply, and so we want to have those conversations about how our kids feeling valued, inspired, and having a sense of belonging within our school district. And if we're able to do that, then we're able to develop the skills and dispositions so they're able to be successful and ready for those career opportunities or those college opportunities once they leave our system.
So, dear friends, actually, we need to have personalized education, a differential approach, and we need to have an innovative mindset to use the same school space in a different way. We need to have some out of box thinking. So, who is going to take the initiative? Who will start innovation in teaching learning at school? It's me, it's you, it's us, dear friends. So, let's take a giant leap together. As you must have heard, it's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. So, if we educators take small steps of innovation, it is definitely going to lead this globe into a giant leap of change. Thank you, everyone. See you next in my new video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.